In 12 hours, we will know the fate of Bitcoin. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Things are looking grim. We have never seen so much FUD in the crypto space where people are saying altcoins are banned in the United States. In fact, if we take a look at some of the mainstream news articles, now might be a good time to consider quitting crypto. It's important to note that whenever you read an article from MSN, in your head, it has to be read like, now might be a good time to consider quitting crypto. So what is the fate of Bitcoin? Well, honestly, guys, it depends. So today we're going to be diving into the charts, talking about exactly how I plan to take advantage of this price action. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications, because we are bringing you the most timely and the juiciest Bitcoin updates here on YouTube. Unlike the price of Bitcoin, crypto FUD is at an all-time high right now. The sentiment is so dang bearish. The SEC is going after everybody. You've got YouTube thumbnails, red charts, bad headlines, but here's the thing that we need to consider when we are listening to all this news. First of all, the Bitcoin price had come up to a very key zone of resistance. And as we came up to this key area of resistance, we were printing the dreaded, bald-headed Gary Gensler market Cipher B pattern, where as the price was getting higher, we could see our oscillator getting lower right here as we came into this key area of resistance, which has given us this move to the downside. This is why I publicly closed my swing long trade at $30,300. I'm closing my Bitcoin long trade. This is why in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we gave the short setup from $30,500 in advance, because these signs were printed. Now guys, if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where we give these juicy trade setups in advance every single day, we're doing multiple live streams going over the live price action, given the levels, go to jasoncaspertrading.com. Go ahead, click the link to join the VIP Discord, not a signals group, but an educational group. And if you want to learn how to trade this way, we currently have the best deal on the educational courses here, 25% off. Both of them, make sure to check it out. And if you want to take advantage of trading these markets, making money off the volatility up and down, my two go-to exchanges right now are MEXC, where you will literally get the best deal on fees in the market, and Bitget. Links in the pinned comment and description. These are my two go-to exchanges right now for trading these juicy markets. Notice something very important. Even though we've been getting so much bearish news here, we are still in a macro uptrend, from a low to a high to a higher low to a higher high to a higher low to a higher high. And unless we come back down below the price of $20,000, we are still in a macro uptrend. In addition to that, this FUD has not really resulted in a large move to the downside. Now, over the weekend, you could say we had a very sharp dump to the downside, which happened right over here. But when we analyze this just in the context of everything, we didn't even really take out the lows from earlier last week. And if we turn on our falling wedge pattern, we can see that we're actually still holding the support, the bottom trend line of this falling wedge pattern. So although the sentiment is very bearish, although we did have a move down in price, when we zoom out, things are not necessarily looking super bearish. So in my opinion, what we can do is we can look at the charts, look at the technicals, and determine what is more likely to happen with the Bitcoin price. So there are two major things that I am looking at right now. The first thing I'm looking at, guys, are my indicators, because these are telling me what should I be prepared for? What move should I be prepared for? More upside or more downside? And first of all, I want to take a look at Market Cipher B. Market Cipher B, as we are grinding down to these lows, we are seeing that the momentum waves and the money flow over time are actually getting higher. In fact, if we zoom in right here on Market Cipher B on the 12-hour time frame, not only are the momentum waves getting higher over time here, but the money flow is also getting up over time, which is telling us that as the price is going down, money is coming into the asset. The second indicator I want to look at is the nines indicator, guys. This is a very powerful indicator. I have the swing trades printing right now on the chart, symbolized by these pink diamonds. These pink diamonds are telling us whenever you see this print, start to look for a swing trade. It called this bottom, it called this bottom right here, and it's currently printing a bottom right here. The nines also called this top pivot right here, called this top pivot right here, and called this top pivot right here. So the fact that I'm seeing bullish signs on my indicator isn't necessarily telling me I should go in all in right now, but it's telling me I should start looking for a very juicy higher low in this macro uptrend. And by the way, for more information on the nines, check out the link in the description and the pinned comment. A very juicy indicator created by somebody in the Casper Crew. The second thing I want to look at is this 200-week moving average, because if we close a weekly candle below this level, I believe we are going to have another quick, fast move down like we had right over here, a mini capitulation, if you will, before we find a higher low in this uptrend. And so we have literally 11 and a half hours until this candle closes. Now, I do believe next week we're going to see a very violent move because we have been in this range for 90 days right here. So where am I looking to find support if we actually close the weekly candle below this level? Well, for that, I think we have some very important things to keep our eyes on. First of all, $24,300. We have a very, very important daily order block. You can see right here, 24.3. We also have a Fibonacci golden pocket retracement coming in from the last low to our most recent high. Now, why are these two levels so important? It's because they line up perfectly with the value area of basically this old range that we've been trading from June 2022 all the way till February when we had that huge breakout. And so we have ourselves right here a very important zone of confluence where we might get our capitulation wick down and we could get a bounce very similar to what we saw back in March when we had a lot of FUD coming out about Silicon Valley Bank going under. Now notice the bearish FUD during this time has tended to lead to a more bullish move than a bearish move. It's been very, very interesting ever since we bottomed out in November. And check a look at this. If we pull our fib from the low in November to the first high we put in, we get our bounce directly from the Fibonacci golden pocket for that second move to the upside. From that second low we put in back in December to the high that we put in back here in February, we come down and we find support perfectly on the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. Here we are again, rejecting from key resistance, the Gary Gensler bald head pattern printing. We understand we're going to get a move to the downside. We're still in the range, about to lose it. Boom, we come down into our very key zone, a major support resistance flip. Then maybe we could see another move to the upside, because we also have to remember that although this is an uptrend and we're getting a retracement, we do have ourselves a bullish pattern that in my opinion is still in effect, and that is the inverted head and shoulders pattern that we've been printing since basically May of 2022. And the technical target of this inverted head and shoulders pattern is going to be the $42,000 level. And so we're basically just coming back down right now for a retest of the neckline. In fact, literally right now, the exact support level that we are holding, like as we speak, is the exact neckline, right? Look at this. We've come down and our candles are bouncing from this neckline support resistance flip here. But if we hold support now in the box, we very well may hit the target of the head and shoulders pattern. Now, this is something that I am really looking at right now to potentially guide my trading plans for the next week, because if we don't have a very bearish close below this green box, then I think this uptrend is still very much so in play. Now, we also have to acknowledge the fact that on the weekly time frame, things do have a little bit more room for downside. Even on the daily time frame, things have more room for the downside right here, which basically means we can still have a little bit more of a move to the downside. And if we get that big drop, that is going to give us another potentially up to a 12 to 15% move to the downside. So the way I'm looking at things here is there's room for a move to the downside, and when we get that move, I'm going to be ready to pull the trigger on a juicy long trade to trade the macro trend. I believe that this bearish FUD is going to turn pretty dang bullish. Now, here's what I really want to see as we come down to this key support. First of all, in an ideal world, I would want to see market Cipher B giving us some kind of a bullish divergence on the daily time frame. And in addition, I would want to see our 9s indicator continuing to print swing trade and day trade long signals right at these lows. For me, that would be an excellent confluence to say the bottom of this higher low in this macro uptrend is most likely in, and we can look to trade it up to a new high, at least $32,000. So that's it for today's video, guys. As you can see, I am still leaning bullish in this scenario. Only time will tell, of course, if I am right. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, and may God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, well, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace!